Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And even Disney's most diehard fans are turning on the House of Mouse. It's really interesting stuff. This came from the Wall Street Journal. A couple days ago, they posted that there were Disney adults that were actually in clubs. And I know this is a thing in Disneyland, especially because I've actually seen people wearing matching jackets and all that when I was out there. But they've basically given up on Disney. They're like, Disney has left us behind. Now we're going to go do mini golf and bowling because Disney's too damn expensive and it's not for us anymore. Mm-hmm. When you've lost your most diehard fans, you've definitely lost the plot.
Well, I just think it's funny they called it their church. I'm just like, okay.
Not even kidding. This is why we used to get in so many fights. Here's the thing. I've noticed this. We do not get in nearly as many fights as we used to with pixie dusters.
Well, now it's okay. Now it's cool to
Well, they know we're right. And we saw it coming years ago. And we were on the media list. And we were one of them, right? And we had so many people just so pissed at us for turning on poor old Mickey Mouse. Now that they're all seeing the truth too, they're like, oh shit. But we're not going to get apologies. Nobody's going to apologize. They're not going to come to us and say, oh God, I'm really sorry, Clownfish. You guys were right. And Disney's not quite the company it used to be. No, they're not going to. They're just going to quietly walk away and whatever. Hashtag Clownfish was right. So we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Go out to clownfishminus.com. We got merch, and also you can join the Reef, the Plus Club, the Minus Plus Club, and you can also join on Locals if you'd like to. It's the same content. We just post it in a couple different places, depending on where you want to support us. It's greatly appreciated. So let's check this out. Exiled from the happiest place on earth, Disney diehards now settle for mini golf and bowling. Policy changes have sidelined the White Rabbits, the Big Bad Wolves, and other adult fan clubs coming to Disney was our church. They said that in Anaheim, there were a whole bunch of people that were into Disneyland. They said picking at trays of pizza, said about half a dozen stalwart members of the White Rabbit Social Club, one of a shrinking pool of Disneyland-obsessed fan groups. They once roamed the parks in packs that numbered in the hundreds. Oh my God, it sounds like West Side Story.
I was thinking it's like a nature documentary.
Let's
look at the White Rabbits group as they're roaming in packs.
Yeah, I know that this happened though because I've seen them. I've seen them out there where they would do meetups and stuff like that. And then they would have Dapper Days was like something different. But I would see these people with the matching jackets. In Disneyland, the difference there is it was always more of a locals.
Yeah, you see this more at Disneyland than you would Disney World, for sure, because it was locals.
These are people who lived in Southern California, and they would, on the weekends, they would all go to
right, because it's like, for them, it's like, the local theme park, and you just go and hang out. So it makes more sense for Disneyland, Disney World.
They said that, they used to roam the parks in packs that numbered in the hundreds, and I've seen a lot of people wear matching jackets. They've lost their appetite for magic in recent years after ticket price hikes and reservation system changes. Yeah,
they keep trying to kind of boot out the annual pass holders, or Magic Key in Disneyland's case, for the higher paying customers, daily day pass customers.
The scene is not what it used to be, says a 48-year-old audio engineer from Apple Valley, California, who works part-time at a mega church.
That's not Disney, I'm assuming.
It's not Disney. The White Rabbits co-founder said these days the group is lucky to get half a dozen members to show up to a Sunday fun day, hang out in the parks. It's really sad. Yeah, people used to do meetups all the time. People used to do meetups in Disney World all the time. You actually could rent out different venues there, and it was like a whole thing, and nobody's really doing that now. It's just, I think the pandemic definitely played into it, but also the price hikes.
Here are some of these names. For about a part of a decade, social clubs were near constant weekend presence in the company's two Southern California theme parks, Disneyland, California Adventure. So there was more than 700 active social clubs. There were more than 700 social clubs in California at one point.
Oh my God.
Their names were things like Walt's Most Wanted, the Neverland Mermaids, Kingdom Seekers, Dole Whip Boys.
Oh God, that sounds so gay.
Main Street Elite. Well, maybe it was. We don't know. And the Frozen Few.
The Frozen Few.
They said that they were. Okay, wait.
That sounds like an OnlyFans account. The Dole Whip Boy.
So they said that they're unaffiliated with Disney, obviously.
Yeah.
They gathered in multi-generational groups, some wearing sleeveless denim vests in the style of biker gangs. Decorated with elaborate logos and festooned with punk-style patches and pins. Well, pins make sense because they do a lot of pin
Blue
trading.
Oyster Bar.
Well, the oysters from Alice in Wonderland, they kind of got,
Hey, that's cool. You do you, boo. But no, I would see people wearing these matching jackets and matching shirts, and it wasn't just like the Disney families. It was like, and again, this is more of a California thing. I think it didn't happen as much in Disney World because that's more of a tourist trap, right?
If there's a Haunted Mansion group, I might have joined that one. But so they'd spent hours eating, drinking, taking selfies, and staging ride takeovers in which members filled an entire boat of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride or every seat on a flight simulator soaring around the world. I'm sure the rest of the people that were waiting in line loved that. But look, I mean, and this is the thing. This is what people are trying to bring up. Like when Disney was making changes that were like the unfavorable mix, people are getting mad. So we've been supporting you. Like we're annual pass holders and at the same at Walt Disney World. And, when you had downtime, when the parks reopened, we were the ones that came back and supported you early and first. And now you want more money. So you're trying to basically push us out for the more lucrative day pass people. But when push comes to shove and you're down, you're going to offer good to go days at Walt Disney World and stuff to try to get annual pass holders in there to save your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, this group of Tiggers
became Eeyores.
Who used to, yes, there you go, bounce around Disneyland most Sunday afternoons have turned into a pack of Eeyores, yes.
They said large group hangouts have been complicated by Disney's introduction of strict online reservation systems for theme park admissions when the parks reopened after the pandemic.
Yes, the unfavorable mix.
Yep. Adding to the malaise, multiple rounds of price increases for tickets, annual passes, concessions, and other add-ons have made regular trips unaffordable for many families.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, the hotels really are more expensive than at Disneyland. Somewhat,
yes,
but the ticket prices do seem to be less in Disneyland than they are at Walt Disney World.
Side note, Disneyland Hotel is my favorite Disney hotel in the entire world. I love
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, it was
Disney.
nice.
I love Disney. I don't know. I just like it because it just feels like the most nostalgic Disney, but it's very, very expensive now. It used to be pretty cheap, and it's just crazy expensive now. A Disney spokeswoman said large groups can visit the parks if they plan ahead sufficiently, even on weekends. No, they used to just be like, hey, we're going to Disney this weekend. We're having a meetup this weekend. And
well, yeah, because they have the stupid, well, it's not so much now, but I think pass holders still have to have days where you have to have your book that you're getting the, if you're a day ticket person, you automatically don't have to have a park reservation. But if you're an annual pass holder or key holder, I think you still have to make park reservations, which are obviously more limited to those with those passes.
Said the Inside Outsiders, a social club named after the Pixar movie in which a preteen girl explores her emotions, has traded theme park socializing for mental health advocacy.
Well, hey, at least they're doing something decent with their time.
Members make inspirational Instagram videos and urge people struggling to seek counseling. So they're basically looking. These social groups are looking to do other things. It said the Big Bad Wolves, founded by members of Southern California's rockabilly subculture, now gravitates toward lower cost outings like bowling. Man, you got the Disney tattoo and everything. These are dedicated. Group used to gather at Toontown wearing chain wallets and Elvis Presley pompadours. On one of the park's informal dapper days, men wore muscle shirts while women donned red poodle skirts. We looked good. We felt good. We rolled deep. But it's over, guys. They said on the anniversary of the club's founding a few months ago, the group planned a theme park visit, but skipped Disneyland in favor of Castle Park in Riverside, California. At that smaller medieval theme park owned by Palace Entertainment, $24.99 tickets gave them access to mini golf, bumper cars, and a dozen or so rides. Everyone could afford it, so you didn't need a reservation, and we all had a blast. A lot of people are choosing alternatives to Disney because of the expense and the hassle and the cheapness. I mean, that's the thing. Disney's charging a premium price, and they keep cheaping out on all the refurbs and everything. They said,
they get down here and said they let their annual passes lapse after the reservation system was introduced. They largely stopped going. We did too. We did too. We had annual passes for Disney World, and there's no point because it's such a pain in the ass.
We were down at Disney often. Even as we were calling out Disney, we were going to Florida all the time. And we haven't been to Disney World in, 2 years? And I don't miss it that much. I mean, here's the thing. I can't really miss it because the Disney World that I remember no longer exists. The Disney World that we have such good memories of, it no longer exists. It's gone. And it's just like everything else. You get to a place in your life where you're like, we had that moment, we had that time. We'll always remember that time fondly. But at some point, it's just like, high school or college. You got to graduate and move on. And I think a lot of people are doing that. They're like, and yeah, Disney is just pushing these people out. These are the people that bought, the passes and the merchandise, and they were doing free advertising for you because they're in the parks every weekend taking pictures and hashtagging it. These are the kinds of people that came up with the whole Instagram wall phenomenon because they were there all the time. And when I was on the media list, when last time I was in Disneyland, I think was when they opened Pixar Pier, but they were actually talking about how they were trying to rotate, different snacks and stuff to get people that came every weekend to come every weekend for something new. And they don't really give a crap anymore. They don't. They said it's really, really expensive. People aren't going because, they said the price hikes have continued. In October, the company raised the price for the Magic Key annual passes between 6 and 20%. But the priciest one reached, $1,700?
Yeah, for the passes, yeah.
$1,700.
And if you live in the state like California or Florida, you can do payments. But if you're an out-of-state person wanting to do an annual pass, you have to pay for the whole thing up front.
Yeah. They said all these clubs, they formed, people were actually getting married. And it's just like, it's over. They said in some ways we're actually closer than we used to be. Yeah, they're not even going to Disneyland anymore. They're going to other things.
Not surprised.
I'm not surprised
either. This doesn't
either.
surprise me at all.
I mean, it's cool that their shared love of Disney, or at least what Disney used to be, brought these people together, and they said they were actually getting married and they're having babies and all this stuff. That's actually very cool, and that's kind of what like Star Wars fandom used to be, and comic book fandom used to be, and then everything became so damn fractured and corporate, and Disneyland doesn't feel like it used to. Like, we used to go all the time when I was a kid, and it felt cozier. It felt, it felt like a locals park. Like we have in the Pittsburgh area, we have Kennywood. It was basically Kennywood with Mickey Mouse, and it hasn't been that way in a very long time. Mm-mm. I mean, Disney World's always been like a much bigger deal, but Disneyland does not feel cozy anymore. Definitely doesn't cost cozy anymore, but there we go. Is there anything else you want to add to this?
No, not surprised
I
at all.
don't know what else to say. Like, you've lost the plot when you've lost your diehards.
And that's it. They're too busy chasing money, and they're chasing the higher price ticket people on both coasts. And when the push comes to shove, and when it gets too expensive for people because they can't afford the hotels and all that, they're going to be counting on the annual pass holders, to hold them up. And the annual pass holders are already telling you, get bent. Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. They said the golden age was 2014 to 2019. Mm-hmm. The pandemic kind of broke it. Yep. And leadership broke it. So let's wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.